Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be on Foundation 101. So I wanted to do a video that really did a step-by-step, in-depth tutorial on how to do your face makeup. I think perfecting your foundation is a really important step in getting a sort of flawless makeup application. So many people are so afraid to put too much on or to put too little on, and how do I conceal this and what do I do with this? So I wanted to bring you guys this video and kind of take you step by step, in depth, how I really do my foundation on a regular basis to get that beautiful, flawless finish. So yeah, super quick intro. This video is going to be a talk through, so I'm literally just going to be talking to you guys as I'm putting my makeup on. So as you can see, I already did my eye makeup, so that's kind of the normal steps that I go through. I do my eye makeup depending on how intense it's going to be, and then I go in and I do my foundation. So yeah, that'll be it. So if you are interested in seeing how to get a flawless foundation application, then just keep watching. Okay, so I have pinned my hair out of my face so that way it is not getting in the way. So the first step for me in my foundation application is a primer. I always suggest a primer. If you're more on the dry end, it's maybe not a necessity. But if you are on the oily end, then definitely recommend a primer. The primer that I have been loving is the Tarte Clean Slate Flawless 12-Hour Brightening Primer. So this is a really nice hydrating primer. I've really been loving that like bright, dewy, radiant sort of look on my skin, and this definitely helps achieve that look. Just gonna take I really need like that much, that's it. Take it through my fingers and then just coat that all over the skin. So now we have that step done. So step one, done. The next step I like to do is correct. So I go in with some color correcting products to either diminish the circles under my eyes, or if I'm having a breakout and I have a bunch of spots, then I use a concealer to kind of go in and cover up those spots to get rid of the redness or to get rid of like the circles under my eyes. So what I love to use is the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette. This guy comes with a ton of different concealers, which is really cool. So you've got like a yellow and a pink to really do your color correcting, and then you have 4 different colored concealers based on your skin tone. If you're looking for a more inexpensive version, NYX, I believe it is, just came out with a palette that mimics this almost exactly, and I think it's probably like a half, like not even half the price. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color correct a bit of the like bluish purple circles I have going on under my eye. So my favorite brush to use for this is the Sigma Precision Tapered. It's a P86 brush. It looks just like this. It's like a kabuki sort of bristle to it, and it just gets really nice under the eyes there. So for this, first I'm going to go in with this pink color. Using a pink peachy shade sort of cancels out that blue, bluish purple tone that everybody sort of has under their eyes naturally. It's just all the blood vessels and everything that are down there. That's just the color of most of our under eyes. Some of us have more pronounced circles than others, but I mean, look at what just that does. So if I'm having a great skin day, then that is all I really color correct on a regular basis, is just those dark circles under my eye. But let's be real, we're not always having a great skin day. So I've got like 2 little spots right here. So that is what I'm going to work on correcting today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a little bit of this yellow color, because yellow cancels out the red. And then I am using another Sigma brush. It is the Precision Flat P80 brush. So this guy's really great for concealing spots on the face. So I love the flat top because you can just kind of tap, which I really like. And then I just kind of take the edges and blend them out just a little bit. Whenever you kind of swipe back and forth, you're shearing out a foundation or concealer, whatever it might be. When we're trying to cover a spot, obviously we're really trying to compact that color and really cover it. So you always sort of want to do the dabbing motions, and then you just kind of blend out the edges. Obviously, we've got a ton of color going on all over our face. We got a little bit of yellow on our spots, a little bit of pink under our eyes, so it's not meant to cover. This is just the first step. It's not meant to cover anything, so don't freak out. It's okay if you have like yellow spots on your skin. It's not that big of a deal. Now we're gonna go in with our foundation. So for me, the foundation that I have been loving the past couple months is the MAC Studio Face and Body Foundation. This is just a really, really great hydrating foundation. It has sheer coverage when it first goes on, but you can build it up to about a medium coverage. And it has a really nice natural satin finish, so it's going to give you that more radiant look, which I definitely, like I said, I have been loving recently. So this is the foundation that we are going to use today. There's a couple different ways that you can put on your foundation. I used to use the Sigma F80 Flat Top Kabuki like it was my job. Mine sort of bit the dust a while ago and I haven't picked up a new one, but I definitely want to. But I have been loving the whole beauty blender craze. So I used to use one a while back, stopped using it, used my brush a lot, and I have recently gone back to using a beauty blender, especially with this foundation. I think it's a really, really great match. The beauty blender you can find at Sephora, it runs you about 20 bucks, and you have to throw it away every 3 months. That's like the biggest downfall, but it's any sponge, you know, you kind of need to throw away every 3 months to ensure that it's not getting like a bunch of gunk and bacteria in it. So I found one from Real Techniques at my local Ulta. I've tried a couple and none of them like really lived up to the beauty blender. The beauty blender was still the best one until I found this guy. And this guy is such an amazing dupe for the beauty blender. It is a third of the price. I think it runs you $6. I think it's like $5.99. So you can't beat that. And I actually find this one like a little bit softer and I get a little bit better coverage out of it. The biggest thing with this guy is you have to get it wet. Put it under running water and then just sort of rinse it out, and it's going to kind of double in size. So this is the size of it right now, and it's probably about half this size when it's dry. So that is the way you have to use it. Do not try and use it dry. It doesn't work. You're not going to like it. It's not going to do anything for you. So just make sure if you try this out to run it under the water and let it soak in and let it get nice and damp. And then wring it out in a towel and you will be good to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take our beauty blender or Real Techniques sponge, whatever you want to call it. And then you're just going to put the foundation sort of on the end of the sponge like that. And then you're just going to take it and start to work it into the skin. So with this sort of application, you don't want to swipe at all. You really want to just dab the foundation on. Make sure you take it down your neck. That's really, really, really important. And then we'll just go in, grab a little bit more foundation and work it through onto the other side. And since this beauty blender is damp, it also gives a little bit more hydration to the skin, which for me, I'm always looking for that, so that's always a plus. Hello, sister. So just working this all into the skin, I sort of always start. She's FaceTiming me. Can you see it? Okay, so once you applied one thin layer, what's really great about this foundation is you can kind of go in those areas with just a little bit more foundation to get a much more full coverage in maybe some of the places that need it. So that is it, foundation done. So as you can see, I think it gives a really, really, really nice coverage to the skin. Like I said, this foundation is absolutely wonderful. Now we are on to our last step, which is concealer. As you guys know, I use the MAC Prolongwear concealer. I use it in NW20, and it is the only concealer that I use under my eyes, just because I think it is the best stuff on the face of the planet. So I'm a little bit biased. I absolutely love this concealer. I don't know if I'll ever use another concealer. You just kind of want to take it. I pump a little bit right onto my finger, and then I take it sort of on both fingers. And I take it in that sort of like triangle shape. If you just put it like under your eyes and you don't really bring it down and out at all, you're not gonna really get that nice highlight and structure to the face. Then I take my Sigma Tapered F86, the tapered kabuki brush, to blend that all out. And since this is a really, really sensitive area, all I do is tap. I don't really swipe, I just sort of tap. Bring it all the way back to the hairline. Take it kind of right up in that little side of the nose, inner corner of your eye to ensure that we've got that. And then the last step I do is I swipe inward. The lines of our eyes sort of go out like this, so when you kind of tap in this way, and that's your last motion, you're kind of tapping it in to ensure that it doesn't crease as much. And then I just kind of take it down the bridge of my nose, any excess that's on the brush, up along my forehead, a little bit on my chin. And we are good to go. So we have primed our face, we have color corrected, we've put on our foundation, and now we have concealed. So the last step in perfecting your sort of foundation and makeup, face makeup look would be to set everything with a powder. So what I do is I go in with my Anastasia contour kit. I mix the banana color with the vanilla color. I think sort of mixing that pink and yellow gives a really nice highlight to the under eye. Just sort of taking a big fluffy brush, and again the last step I'm gonna do is to swipe inward. Then I'm just gonna take that plain pink vanilla and I'm just going to set my makeup in the areas where it might settle. So I'm very dramatic and I make a lot of facial expressions. My makeup sort of tends to settle like when I frown or when I do this, kind of in that area. So I just like to put a little bit of powder around my laugh lines and in that area to ensure that it all stays in place. I don't want to completely powder my whole face because I want that more dewy, radiant look. But essentially, that is it for a face makeup application. Alright guys, so I hope that was super informative. I hope you got some good ideas, some good tips. And I hope you feel a little bit more confident in doing your face makeup every day. So what I did was after I finished my concealer and I finished that basic face routine, then I go in and I put my brows on. Then what I do is I go in, I pencil in my brows, I finish up my eye makeup, put my lipstick on, all that good stuff. Normally I would do my bronzing, my contouring, my blush, my highlight, all that kind of stuff. But there is going to be a part 2 to this video. So if you are interested in seeing the next step of my face routine, which would be the powders to contour, blush, and highlight, then I am going to have a part 2 to this video, which is why I haven't done it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if these sort of more in-depth tutorials on certain specific parts of your makeup routine is something that you enjoy seeing. Stay tuned next week for my contour and highlight video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Thank you again for subscribing to my channel and supporting me. It means the world. So love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.